What up? It's your boy Wall Street Hit My Line, back again to hit your line. And today, I want to talk about a highly touted 2025 NBA draft prospect, VJ Edgecombe, who is originally from the Bahamas, but grew up in New York. He was rated number 3 overall in the ESPN Top 100 in his graduating class, and he is currently a freshman at Baylor University and will likely be entering his name in the 2025 NBA draft once the season concludes. So I want to talk about VJ and kind of talk about who his NBA comp is, because the most frequent one that I've seen is Russell Westbrook, which I see the similarities for sure. The athleticism and the motor are definitely there. VJ plays very hard. He goes after loose balls, rebounds, everything. He's a good scorer. He's a good rebounder for his height and position. He's a 6'5", 180-pound combo guard. 3.7 assists per 36 minutes. 0.8 blocks, 2.6 steals per 36 as well. So, he's a very good defender. I think a comp that's a little bit more applicable, though, is Jimmy Butler. And I think he honestly might be able to be better than Jimmy Butler, in terms of scoring and production. I think he does have that chance, but their play styles are very similar. He has an extremely quick first jump, so he's very explosive off the dribble, as well as, going up for lobs and putbacks. He's a very, very good player. He honestly, he's got a lot of different shades of, different NBA styles in him. I think, he could be similar to Amen and Asar Thompson. I think he could be similar to Bilal Coulibaly. I think he could be similar to Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler. I think he's got a lot of different players that I see similarities in. I would say his number one translatable skill off the bat, though, is going to be his defense, which is why I like the Jimmy Butler comparison a lot. Is because Jimmy Butler, coming into the league, was a lockdown defender. Jimmy Butler and Kawhi Leonard, in my mind, were like the premier lockdown perimeter defenders back in the early, 2010s, let's say 2013 to 2017. They were really like the guys that were going to lock down anybody. So I think VJ Edgecombe has a chance to kind of be like that. He's currently projected to go 4th overall to the Charlotte Hornets, and he's likely going to be a top 5 pick. I don't see him slipping past the top 5, but obviously there's situations that come up in every year's draft where you see a guy who's supposed to go number 4 or number 5 or number 6, and they slide down to the end of the first round. That's very well possible. So we'll see what happens, but he's almost 20 years old. He's going to be 20 in July, so he's a little bit older for a freshman. Again, I'm a big proponent of age really does not matter when you're drafting a player. If the guy's 27, sure, that's an issue. But if the guy's 21 compared to 19, I don't really think that should play much of a factor. If the 21-year-old is better than the 19-year-old, you take the 21-year-old. It's not about, he'll be there in 2 years. No, that's not always how it works. And the NBA draft is already unpredictable. You go with the guy who can play. Which is why you see Dalton Connect, who was a 23-year-old rookie, really lighting it up and doing what he has to do, and increasing his value while playing for the Lakers so far this season. But I think VJ Edgecombe is going to be a very good player. I've been watching more of Baylor's games. He runs the floor extremely well. And it's just going to be interesting to see how his game translates to the NBA. I think he's going to have a similar issue that Ron Holland had, transitioning to the NBA, where you have to adjust to the play style in the league. Play style in college is a lot different, and you can play in a lot of different ways and still be effective. In the NBA, you're kind of going to get locked into certain schemes and positions that you have to play. And it's all about how do you excel in that position so you can do more on the floor. So I think Ron Holland is a guy who's very athletic and is trying to make an impact by playing really hard, going after loose balls, getting deflections, things like that. He's not really showing off his offensive skill set. So it's very very likely that VJ Edgecombe's going to get into the league and he's not going to be a great player for the first year or two. But I do think his athleticism is going to inevitably turn him into a very useful player, whether that be an all-star level player or just a lockdown two-way guard that can defend and put up 16 to 20 points a night. I think we're going to see that from VJ Edgecombe. So I do think that coincides a lot with how Jimmy Butler's career has gone. Obviously, I think VJ Edgecombe, if he's like Jimmy Butler, he'll probably come without the attitude. But we'll see what happens. I love Jimmy Butler. I just think this whole situation of him getting traded from the Heat to the Warriors and everything that went on in between, his initial trade request to the time he got traded was just ridiculous. So I don't think we're going to see that with VJ Edgecombe. But you never know. You never know what could happen. So I do think Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, even like a Karis LeVert or a DeAndre Hunter, those are all guys that I find fairly similar to VJ Edgecombe. And, we'll see what happens. I hope he's more of a Jimmy Butler than a Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, but we'll certainly see what happens. But I want to know what you guys think. Who do you think VJ Edgecombe's NBA comp is? And please leave comments down below letting me know what you think. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a like, a subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Greatly appreciate you doing both of those things. And as always, I'll catch you guys with the next one. I got more coming. Love talking to you guys, and I hope you love tuning in as well. So I'll catch you guys soon. Stay safe, handle business, stand on business. Peace out.